And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen.
Leonard has been playing really well. He has 8 points, and he's played the role of the pest today, too. I mean, he's caused a bunch of turnovers.
And those steals are all the evidence you need of just how high his basketball IQ is. He really sees the floor well defensively.
On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. Leonard and Duncan are the pair at forward, and it's Splitter in at the center.
Markieff Morris with a breakthrough season in 2013-14, dramatically improving his scoring rate and percentages. He was a strong candidate for most improved player, made his case as the long-term starter at power forward for the Suns.
He lobs up the alley-oop pass, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Leonard kicks to Splitter. Back to Leonard. Green passes to Leonard. Duncan with the screen on Bledsoe. Leonard attacking. Here's Splitter, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down. Clark, I'm guessing that wasn't the plan for the D on that trip.
And I'm agreeing with you there. Once they opened the lane up for him, that was a little emphasis on that finish.
Take what the defense gives you and then just power it home, right? Why not?
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Spurs leading by 16. And Parker, here we go. Len grabs the board. Len's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
And they've been off target now on 3 of the first 4 shots they've taken in this second half. And their offense is flowing. It's clicking right now at the beginning of the second half. They've made 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Splitter kicks to Duncan. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. The shot by Knight, no good.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those. Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws. I get the feeling that Tim Duncan would make a mean poker player. With his reluctance to display emotion on the court, it's pretty clear when he's on the court, the big fundamental is all business.
He doesn't get the second one.
And you talk about Duncan's reserved demeanor, snubbed from the All-Star game last season, but you never hear him complain. That's just not how he does things.
Here is Splitter. Parker with a clean look. The offensive rebound.
And the offense continues to struggle. Just one make in their 5 attempts.
They get it back. The shot by Knight, no good.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Parker inside, guarded by Bledsoe, and the wide open shot from Green. San Antonio again missing. And for Duncan, as respected Clark as he is, you wonder if he's gotten the recognition that he truly deserves.
Well, it's like a lot of things, Kevin. Sometimes you don't truly appreciate it until it's gone. But he's one of the 10 best players of all time in my book. Consistency, high-level performance, championships, every measure you use to evaluate him makes him one of the 10 best to play.
And the Suns making a change here. Green's checked in. Boris Diaz checked in for San Antonio. Ginobili comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Suns trail by 14. And here's Green outside, and he gets it to go. Green's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. San Antonio's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3. Here's Splitter trying to get back on track, and so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. Well, going into last season, Tiago Splitter accepting a 4-year, $36 million extension, Steve, from the Spurs.
A lot of people questioned the value of that contract, but Splitter more than earned it with his play throughout the regular season and in the playoffs. He's versatile, he can pass, he can defend, and even though his numbers were down a little bit last year, he made tremendous impact just in terms of their interior play.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
Well, we've seen these kind of plays get them going in the past, that's for sure.
Morris is checked in for P.J. Tucker. And San Antonio also making a switch. Baines is checked in.
And Splitter clearly, when you look at him offensively, is not a floor spacer. He's a guy who's going to finish inside. He's going to set solid screens. Even though he plays close to the basket, his field goal percentage dropped by almost 10% over the last couple of seasons. He was once superb in that area. Now he's just rock solid. But with the Spurs, in his role, rock solid is good enough.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, Coach Greg Popovich, the reigning coach of the year, a big part of his approach is empowering players. He says, quote, it's a player's game, and they've got to take charge. Rather than try to manipulate them, he said, it's a great feeling when players get together and do things as a group. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris.
You know, giving his players room to lead and allowing them to take ownership, I mean, I think that's part of the genius of Popovich.
Suns trail by 16.
Splitter still shooting over 90% of his shots in the paint, but less effective down low. Injuries perhaps a factor. We'll see if he can bounce back.
Snatched up to stop the run. And the shot by Warren, no good.
Pretty good defense there. I mean, that's a shot that he can make, but they really challenged him.
Phoenix has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And the jam by Bledsoe. That's a mammoth dunk for someone who's far from the biggest guy out there on the floor.
Yeah, perhaps that'll give them the boost they're looking for to get out of the hole here.
Yeah, it should. I mean, if that doesn't fire them up, I don't know what will. You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Wright dishes to Morris. And Wright, here we go. Comes up empty down low. Spurs leading by 16. And Bellinelli kicks to Ginobili. Cranes the three-pointer. Ginobili's got 13.
You know, even though he doesn't really have the long-range ability on a consistent level, he can knock down some open ones.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
Well, that's part of what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Outside, Green. The long-distance three is Bill. Green's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Suns. And San Antonio shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. And Ginobili wide open. He shoots. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
He's just been the man since the start of this quarter. I mean, just a tremendous period of basketball for him.
Spurs have gone 7 for 16 in the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the three-point line. That's 4 of the last 5. You got to run those guys off the line.
I agree, and the defense is practically giving them those shots, though.
This one for 3. And Wright pulls it down. Wright's got 5 rebounds tonight. Warren the pass to Morris. Three-pointer. No good on that last second attempt there. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Spurs out in front as they end the third quarter with a huge surge, an 18-7 run. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, this had to be the choice. It was an absolutely sensational feat, putting him way up there above the rim so that only his teammate could catch it. And not only does he do it, but he powers it down from there.
The timing of these plays are just phenomenal. We got Len. E.J. Tucker is out there with Markieff Morris. Then it's Green, and it's Knight in at the point. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns.
It's been the story of the game for him. Fortunately, his teammates have bailed him out.
And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
I wasn't so sure he could get it turned around after that poor first half, but he's got it rolling here a little bit in the second.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
How about all the points they're getting off turnovers?
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
And the foul called on Brandon Knight. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Stolen by Len.
Boy, it seems like he's gotten a little loose with it since halftime. His fingers may be a little slick or slippery. From no turnovers in the first half to quite a few here in the second.
Well, they've got a big edge now when you look at the fast break points, guys.
It hasn't helped put them in front, Steve, but they need to keep playing that rapid-fire basketball. That's their style.
Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, for Tim Duncan and the Spurs, an incredible legacy of dominance. In his 17 years in the league, the Spurs have never won less than 61% of their games, not to mention, of course, 5 finals appearances and 4 NBA championships.
And the Spurs have done an amazing job, Clark, over the years surrounding Duncan with the right kind of talent.
And Tim Duncan has done a great job leading and making adjustments in his own game. They're a team with great scouting and development of their players. You talk to players who've been there. That's one of the things they rave about, Kevin, is they get the attention for their individual development. And all of their players were not lottery picks. Most of them were mid, late first-round picks, some second-round guys. And it's just another example of doing it the right way at the highest level. Did not need 2 hands for that slam.
You know, he can save the other hand for the next time.
One will do just fine.
Right.
I like it, Kev. Just switch it up.
Suns trail by 17. And Parker, here we go. Green, that drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his 4th assist in this one. Out of bounds, Suns ball as Phoenix keeps possession.
A nice play to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
I tell you what, guys, if he gets there a fraction earlier, that's a steal.
They get it again. Here's Len. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. No good on the free throw.
Alex Len, the number 5 overall pick last season by the Suns. He had to undergo ankle surgery just prior to the season. Played limited minutes, but they're hoping he can make that leap here in year 2. Very skilled big man.
Clark, you had an opportunity to watch Alex Len play with Maryland. What do you think about his game?
Well, I like his potential, Kevin. He's a big guy. He's pretty strong, and he's got good athleticism and mobility. You just hope he can keep his ankles healthy, because if he can, this kid has a chance to be really good. You know, it always takes big guys, usually anywhere from 4 to 6 years, to develop as NBA players. So if healthy, this guy will be one of the better centers in the league, I think.
And it's blocked by Duncan. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it, the pass break chance. Green missing again.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him. You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. San Antonio leading by 18. It's Parker outside. Len grabs the board. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
20 seconds on the shot clock.
4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Parker kicks to Green. Bledsoe against Parker, and there's the rejection. Knight on the wing. For 3, Bledsoe. They get it back. Morris dishes to Len. Takes the 3. Phoenix, no good that time either. San Antonio's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Parker outside from downtown, and it's Parker again missing.
He's still looking for his first 3-pointer of the second half after making just 1 in the first.
Morris. Rebounded by the Spurs. And here's Splitter trying his luck deep. Out to Parker. He feeds it to Splitter. Fires the 3. Eric Bledsoe grabs the miss. Bledsoe's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Not sure what he was thinking there. That's embarrassing.
You think? I mean, come on now. Doesn't he realize there's a game going on here?
Splitter kicks to Leonard. Pass to Splitter. Looking to end the drought. Phoenix grabs the miss. Bledsoe's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for him.
Here's Splitter, and makes it. Astonishing. Splitter's got 5 points in the quarter.
They are killing them with that 3-point shot.